All right, so I've got a pretty cool one for you today. A watch brand out of Canada. They're from Montreal, Heron watches, and I have in their upcoming release the Gladiator. There's a few versions of the watch, but I have in the stealth mode, the black PVD model, a really nice looking watch, and they've done a little bit of a twist with how they've done the bezel. Big thanks to Heron Watches for lending this in for a little test drive for a few days ahead of their Kickstarter campaign. But let's get straight to it and take a look at the watch. So these watches are coming out by way of a Kickstarter campaign on the 28th of February with four models planned. There's a white and blue dial with stainless case, a black dial with a rose gold PVD case, and the black on black PVD I have today. I'll get to pricing and those sort of details here in a minute, but the pricing is quite reasonable, I think, especially at the early bird pricing if you're thinking about picking one up. Now, what's one of the standout design features is the bezel. It's a 12-hour bezel for tracking a second time zone, but using raised Roman numerals, which are polished, giving them a slight contrast versus the rest of the bezel insert that is matte. It is a slight contrast though, so legibility isn't the best, but it does look good. They Heron that is actually talked specifically about the choice to make the bezel like this in their media kit, and we're willing to make the trade-off and kind of go with form over a function a little bit, just to have something different with the watch. The bezel is a 120 click bezel. The action is decent. It's not the most precise feeling, but it's not bad. I'd compare it to a Seiko SKX or a Turtle Dive bezel. I keep thinking a marker at the 12, maybe a loom pip or something would look nice and help with that legibility, but I feel like it might have thrown off the look a little bit too. The dial is pretty clean with the Heron logo up top and only automatic printed in white at the bottom portion. We've got applied markers with slightly longer markers at the 3, 6, and 9, and then the triangular marker at 12. The handset is a fairly simple sword style handset with the lollipop second hand, and with the white loom against the black dial, it's easy to get the time with a quick look. The loom isn't the greatest. The markers could use a heavier application. This is a prototype, and it's possible that's something they'll look to improve, though, on the production models. The case is completely 100% polished, other than some areas on the case back. I like the logo they came up with for the Heron Gladiator. They basically incorporated a heron with the shape of a gladiator's helmet, and I think that turned out really cool. This one doesn't, but the production models will have a screw down crown. The movement is the 24 joule Miyota 9039, beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and with a power reserve of approximately 42 hours. It is a hacking, just the time a little bit here, and hand winding movement. The strap is really good too. There's some little details on it that give it its own look. I like that it's a fitted strap and the rubber material is super soft. We've got the tabs here on this side of the strap to keep the first keeper in place. Nice looking hardware there too. The only thing I would say I'd like to have seen is the quick release spring bars, but otherwise it looks great on the watch and wears very comfortably. I'll hit you with the numbers here, and we'll start with the case width, which comes in at right around 40 millimeters, although the bezel is slightly wider at just under 41 millimeters. May make the watch look just a bit larger, but it does also make that bezel easier to grip. The lug to lug is 47.5 millimeters, and the lug opening is 20 millimeters. Water resist on the watch is 100 meters, and the crystal is sapphire with an anti-reflective coating. And here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Cool looking watch. It's a great size for me and should work pretty well on a lot of wrist sizes with the fairly short lug to lug. overall, they've done very well with it, and the different color options look really nice too. There's a totally different feel I find between all of the different colors, but price wise, this will be starting at 250 USD for the super early bird, and will go up from there. Full MSRP is set at 475. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can sign up for notifications on the watch. So good luck to Heron with the campaign. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye bye.